Last week's episode, you saw me hit a roadblock while I was making these front shock towers. I needed some spacers, so went ahead next day, got some spacers. Now I'm just getting around to doing it. I'm going to show you how those are going to go in here in between these shock tower plates. But we're going to be using my new prime weld. Just got hooked up by these guys, so if you don't know about them, check out their website. Super affordable welders, and so far the things I have welded, I'm very impressed with it. So I'm excited to show you guys a little bit more in depth of what it can do when I weld these on today. Over here on the passenger side, I'll start with this side because I got a little bit more room over here. I went and bought these bushings, so they're a little bit thicker than what goes through the shock. I put the standard shock sleeve in there in between the rubber bushing. These are basically going to go right here, and then those two plates are going to pinch on the outside of it, and then I'll weld these spacers directly to the plates, so they'll have their strength and rigidity from the plate. And then we can run this 3.5 inch, half-inch bolt right through the top of these shocks. Very thankful to QA1. Big shout out to them. They sent me these. Also another sponsor for 2024. If you don't know about QA1, you probably should. Hop on their website, get yourself some of these. These are going to be a game changer. They've got dual adjustment on them for the front, and I've also got the dual adjustment rear coilovers that we'll be tuning probably here in the next couple episodes. So we'll get these on today. I'm going to get some new power valves, primary and secondary jets in these carbs because they were running a little fat the other day. That way we can get this oil changed and lash the valves one more time before we head to the track for a test and tune day. So we got a 5-inch bolt here. That's going to go through, put a washer on there first. Go through the front plate, put the bushing on. I always like to add a little washer when I weld things like this together, so we're going to put it on the front side on both sides. This plate will go on like that. Get the back plate. Just like that. I'll tighten this down, and then we'll be able to tack it in place. Then we can remove the shock and solid weld these. So here's what we got. The mounts are all in place here. Spacers. These will get welded solid around. So the only thing that comes out of here will be the shock and its own bushing. Here's the driver's side all done up as well. Like I said, I just put a washer in there in between so that in case we get any warpage that it doesn't close up the gap and make it too hard to put the shock in place. First off, shock towers are done, welded to the frame, and all capped off. Second off, this prime weld kicked butt. I'm super impressed with it. This was really the first time getting good beads laid down with it and actually hooked up to 220. So very impressed with that. Huge shout out to them for hooking up Loud and Ugly Garage with prime weld. Very happy with this. So make sure you check theirs out if you're looking for a good affordable welder. Cooper is in the background tearing up a toy right now, but we can't make him be quiet because he's mad that we shut him out of the garage. So don't mind that. Shock towers are on. They turned out awesome. These are going to be super beefy compared to what I had before. They're going to hold the QA1s on there nice and stout, and we're going to be doing some big wheelies this year. Not having to worry about the frame breaking or anything right there either is a big plus. So next thing we're going to be doing is tearing into these carburetors. I got to take the power valves, swap those, also change the jets, and then hopefully we can get this thing to test and tune pretty soon. For the next part of this video, we're going to be changing the power valves and jets in these quick fuel 750s that I put on here this winter. It's definitely way too fat, which I think 2 episodes ago when I drove it, we looked at the plugs and they were just completely black. So we're going to tune it down a little bit, put 71 jets in the primaries, 81s in the secondaries, and then we're going to put these 5.5 power valves in here and see what it does. We're going to drain these float bowls on the side here, so I'm going to take out the lowest one. Got a little funnel down to a water bottle to catch any of this expensive race fuel. Some turbo blue in there for you. I'll do the same thing to the front carb on this side. Looks like I just got to break them free and then get them with my fingers the rest of the way. Filling it up. Pop all these other ones out now. Jet change is done. We went down 3 jet sizes total in primary and secondary, and then we added the 5.5 power valves. So I can't wait to get this thing to the track. I've got to do an oil change, get the engine diaper put back on, and then put a fresh set of plugs in here so we can go to a test and tune night and get this thing dialed in. There's a lot of things that need to be adjusted, from suspension to tuning the carbs to everything else with the two-step and launch control. So it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be hectic, but we've got a lot to cover because we got racing coming up June 15th at Milan for the Detroit Dragway Reunion. We'll be racing with the Great Lake Gassers this year, so we're trying to get the truck dialed in so that we can do some good wheelies for everybody this year.